It is 1942, and the Battle of Stalingrad has become one of the most brutal confrontations in World War II. On the Eastern Front, the Soviet Union is locked in a deadly struggle against the German invaders, with the fate of the city hanging in the balance. The city located on the Volga River was strategically crucial for both the Germans and Soviets. By the end of 1942, the Nazis had laid siege to the city, but they had no idea that one man would rise to challenge them in an unexpected way. This man was Vasily Zaitsev, a Soviet sniper who would become a symbol of resilience and skill. As the war reached its most vicious point, Zaitsev would engage in a deadly duel with a German sniper, a battle that would not only determine the fate of Stalingrad, but would also become one of the most iconic moments in WWII history. The year is 1942. The once vibrant city of Stalingrad had been reduced to rubble. Buildings lay in ruins, and the streets were filled with the echoes of gunfire and the cries of the wounded. The Germans had successfully encircled the city, determined to break the Soviet defenses and capture the vital industrial center. In the midst of this destruction, the Soviet forces led by General Vasily Zaitsev were digging in their heels. Every inch of the city was a battlefield, but in the shadows of the chaos, an unlikely weapon was about to be unleashed. Vasily Zaitsev was not a soldier from the traditional ranks of the Red Army. He was a hunter by trade. Born in the rugged hills of the Ural Mountains, Zaitsev had honed his skills in the forests hunting for food. His ability to remain still and observe his surroundings for hours on end would soon make him one of the most dangerous snipers in history. Zaitsev, like many other soldiers, had no choice but to adapt to the urban warfare that was unfolding in Stalingrad. With his rifle in hand, he began to pick off German soldiers one by one, systematically eliminating the enemy from the shadows. As Zaitsev's reputation as a deadly marksman spread, the Germans took notice. They couldn't allow a single Soviet sniper to keep cutting down their men, so they dispatched Major König, a highly skilled German sniper, to Stalingrad. König, a veteran of the German army, was known for his precision and ruthless efficiency. He had been assigned to eliminate Zaitsev, and he quickly set up his position in the ruins of the city, determined to take down the Soviet sniper. The two men now entered into a deadly game of cat and mouse, each one stalking the other through the shattered streets and buildings of Stalingrad. For days, Zaitsev and König waited for the perfect moment to strike. They were both highly trained, both experts in the art of stealth and precision. Zaitsev, however, had the advantage of knowing the city intimately. He understood the terrain and the shadows that could conceal him. As the days wore on, Zaitsev grew more determined not only to survive, but to rid the city of the threat that König posed. Part 3. The Final Duel. It was a bright, cold morning when the two snipers finally came face to face. Zaitsev had set a trap. He knew König would be looking for him, so he carefully positioned himself in a building across the street from König's hideout. Zaitsev waited in complete silence, only the sound of distant artillery fire filling the air. His heart beat steadily, his eyes fixed on the crosshairs of his rifle. He had no room for error. The fate of the city, the lives of his comrades, and his own survival depended on this moment. König, unaware of Zaitsev's position, peered through his scope, searching the ruins for his prey. He moved carefully, his every step calculated. But Zaitsev was ready. The moment König exposed himself, Zaitsev fired. The bullet struck König in the head, ending the duel in an instant. Zaitsev's kill was not only a tactical victory, but also a psychological blow to the German forces. The death of their best sniper was a morale-crushing moment for the Nazis. Zaitsev's actions during the Battle of Stalingrad were a turning point. His victory over König was just one of many kills he made throughout the battle, but it symbolized something greater: the will of the Soviet people to resist, to fight, and to never give up no matter the odds. Zaitsev went on to become one of the most legendary snipers of World War II, with over 200 confirmed kills during the battle. His bravery and skill in the face of overwhelming adversity became a beacon of hope for his fellow soldiers. After the war, Zaitsev continued his service in the Soviet Army and later became a national hero. He wrote his memoirs sharing the story of his time in Stalingrad and the lessons he had learned on the front lines. Today, Vasily Zaitsev's legacy as one of the greatest snipers in history remains a testament to the courage, perseverance, and humanity that can rise even in the darkest times. His actions at Stalingrad helped turn the tide of the war and showed the world that even in the face of death, a single individual could make a difference. Vasily Zaitsev's story is one of triumph over adversity, of a man who used his skills not only to survive, but to strike fear into the hearts of his enemies. His fight against Major König remains one of the most iconic sniper duels in history, and his decision to stay and fight in the ruins of Stalingrad was one of the key moments that helped the Soviet Union win the battle. Zaitsev's story is a reminder that even in the darkest times, the courage and resilience of one person can change the course of history.